The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The wise warrior avoids the battle. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Consciousness, when sold, is more dangerous than ignorance. Always fight for your right, even if you are against the Pharaoh of the time. You can win every battle in life if none of your own people stand in the ranks of your enemies. Do not follow tongues. No one will tell you a story in which he himself is a traitor. The bird who has eaten cannot fly with the bird that is hungry. If you do injustice to someone today, you will be treated unfairly tomorrow. If you tremble with indignation at every injustice, then you are a comrade of mine. Keep your direction and thinking right, and success will kiss your feet. You already have everything you need to be great. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. The opportunity to secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Arguing an ignorant person is like humiliating yourself. A wise leader always considers about gains and damages in his decisions. The most ignorant people in the world are those who fight among themselves for their different pharaoh leaders instead of their common rights. A spy can defeat an entire army of enemies, and a traitor can humiliate his entire nation with defeat. If you want to destroy any nation without war, make adultery or nudity common in the young generation. The pain of freedom is better than the pain of slavery. Lord, protect me from my friends. I can take care of my enemies. A silent man and a non-barking dog are both dangerous. It is more important to outhink your enemy than to outfight him. It is foolish to expect justice from the oppressors. Don't talk to people who don't respect you. Hunger is very heavy. Under it, knowledge, wisdom, intellect, thought all die. Learn to fight against the oppressor. The oppressor is not as powerful as your silence makes him powerful. Success achieved by cheating is worse than failure. There is a higher court than courts of justice, and that is the court of conscience. It supersedes all other courts. The most despicable person is the one who knows the truth and still stands with a lie. Where the game is of the mind, it is futile to show strength. The cheapest medicine on this earth that can save you from depression and diseases is to keep busy. Revolutions always bring young people, but in a society where young people follow the path of plunder, there is no revolution, but slavery. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. The education that destroys shame and modesty from within a person is a temptation. People who tolerate criticism patiently and don't get angry are hard to beat. The best way to control an enemy without a weapon or a fight is to make him your friend. Good decisions come from experience, and experience comes from making bad decisions. Hypocrites and inferior people get angry with you when necessary. A man's intelligence and understanding can be judged by his anger. A wise man does not speak until there is total silence. Compete with everyone in the world, but when it comes to competition with teacher or parents, back off because defeat will be your destiny. This is the law of nature. To fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Most of the problems and unhappiness comes from not facing the reality. A wise man makes more opportunities than he finds. The saddest thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. The best way a sneak protects itself is to attack his enemy. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. How easy it is to talk of patience when the trouble is not your trouble. Adversity is not an enemy but a teacher, molding us into who we are. There is no shortcut to the top of a palm tree. If you want to make your own identity, then don't go on the road where there is a lot of traffic. Man's best friend is his conscience, which praises the good and blames the bad. Maturity is when you don't force people to choose you. Time is like a river. You cannot touch the same water twice, because the flow that has passed will never pass again. Enjoy every moment of your life. Don't give power to the problem. Positions are temporary, ranks and titles are limited, but the way you treat people will always be remembered. Never lose hope. Tomorrow might be the day you've been waiting for. A lion doesn't waste time worrying what sheep think or say about him. Responsibility makes you mature, not age. Don't expect to get what you give. Not everyone has a heart like you. Great results can be achieved with small forces. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. No amount of darkness can hide a spark of light. Knowledge without practice is useless. Practice without knowledge is dangerous. The strongest people make time to help others, even if they're struggling with their own personal demons. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. Your best teacher is your last mistake. The two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why.